Okay, hello everyone who is watching our YouTube live stream or the recording of this week's growth call. I'm Christoph Atteneder and I'm your host today. As always, I already posted the Google Hangout invitation link in the chat on the left, so you can join us here in the Hangout, or you can just continue to watch the live stream here on YouTube. If you want to watch the live stream on YouTube, please post any comments and questions in the chat. We will try to monitor it, and I will try to answer all your questions as good as possible. Yeah, I'm really happy today to have Bernard from the Bisq community with us today. He will show us a sneak preview of a cross-platform Bisq mobile web app. And after that will the new market for the next liquidity week, and try, of course, to answer all your questions if there's some time left. For everyone who is joining us for the first time and maybe don't know what Bisq is the only real decentralized fiat cryptocurrency exchange out there. So you can exchange fiat currencies like dollars with Bitcoin, or you can also exchange crypto with other cryptocurrencies. Our growth calls, like the one today, are about exchange learnings on how to grow the Bisq network itself. We decided last year to focus the next couple of months on growing especially liquidity on Bisq, which means to increase the number of buy and sell offers available. Of course, our growth calls are not just about liquidity. There are a lot of activities going on in the Bisq community, and that's also one of the reasons why we have Bernard today with us. As today's call is also about the next liquidity week, I just want to explain quickly what we mean with a liquidity week itself. So it's 1 week where everyone who participates tries to have one buy and one sell offer available all the time to push a market that wasn't that liquid before. Everyone who participates not only supports decentralized exchanges like Bisq, but will also receive 20 BSQ tokens as a reward on top. The BSQ token itself has different utilities within the Bisq DAO. The Bisq DAO will be released within the next 1 or 2 months on the testnet, and probably in 4 months on production as well, if everything goes fine. You can vote with the BSQ token, you can transfer it, you can buy and sell it, and you can pay trading fees with it. If you want to know more about the Bisq DAO, there is the white paper on our website, or you can watch our first tech session as well, where we talk a lot about the Bisq DAO itself. I'll post, as always, the links in the description below after the call. Okay, so without further ado, I will switch to the slides. Just give me a second. So, yeah, actually, we could skip the slides, but I will just keep it for a second. Okay, so out of the efforts from Mike and Bernard on the Bisq API, a new project emerged to actually showcase the possibilities of the Bisq API itself. And without further ado, I will hand over to Bernard to explain and show us what they were working on the last couple of weeks. And please, if you have any questions, please post them, as I mentioned already, in the live chat, and we'll try to address them after the demo. As Bernard has issues with screen sharing at the moment, I will start sharing my screen, and he will tell me what I should click during the presentation. Just a second, I have to stop again and reshare a different screen. So let me just quickly switch to the demo. Okay, I will just I will mute myself and I will unmute. Bernard, do you want to
Sure. Okay, so as you can see, this is web application hosted publicly right now. It is it supports most of current desktop application functionality. So you can browse offers, create new offers, take offers. You got the portfolio with your existing offers, open trades, and the history. Yes, then there is funds where you can manage your addresses from Bisq wallet to receive your funds. You can type here the amount, you've got the address, and this QR code regenerates each time you modify the amount. We don't have yet the support for arbitration. This is something we will work in 1 or 2 weeks. Most of settings already work.
Okay.
Yes, and you can set up your payment accounts. You probably need to switch back to English. Yes. Yeah. So in the account, you've got your currency accounts, altcoins. You can set up those, and we support, I think, all payment methods that are in the desktop application right now. You can select your arbiters here as well. So this app is pretty close to be ready for some public tests with the community, probably in 2 weeks. This app is so maybe now let's go.
No, just a question. Bernard, is this just for testnet, or is there also a version for mainnet? If someone wants to try it out and wants maybe to browse the live offers, how would that work, or is it possible?
Yes, it is. Just go to settings, backend, and here you can type any URL. If you will set up your own instance of the API, you could just point it there.
Okay, and that's the live offers of the Bisq network at the moment.
Yes,
okay, cool.
That's correct.
That's cool. Yeah, lots of offers. Okay, cool. Is there anything else I should click on? Okay, we had. Wait, I will just quickly maybe. Oh, sorry. Backend. So, and you can also create offers as with the real application. Okay, let's do that. Let's try that out. Okay, percentage price. Let's send. Yeah. Perfect. Cool. So what are your maybe I missed it because I was so focused on the demo itself. Did you already mention how long do you think will it take until it could be used by someone?
Well, first of all, this is really tightly coupled with the backend because this is pure front end in the server client architecture. So we need to first release the API and make sure that it is safe. So probably within next 2 weeks, we should have some public testing of the API. Then I think that we should also polish this application to be ready for the test as well. So probably public test within 2 weeks, and then probably 2 more weeks or up to a month before we will send it to the Google Play Store and maybe the iOS.
So it's okay. Now we just were having a look on the website itself. So there is also an Android app and an iOS app as well.
Right now we've got only Android application. It's not in the store yet, so you would have to enable external sources or unknown sources option in your Android phone if you are brave enough. But you can also build it from sources yourself. But everything, all the links are in the slides. So maybe let's go to the slides.
Okay, okay, perfect. Just a second. I will switch now to the slides. Let's do present. Can you see that? Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
So let's go to the disclaimer. So this is something that Chris was asking. We have to mention that this is not yet an official Bisq project. And talking about it here is part of the process of getting feedback, gauging user interest, getting some early adopters, etc. All part of the incubation process. This is generally true for any new component and not just this one, of course. We're happy to showcase these incubating efforts, but there are no guarantees that the component project is going to make it, be supported in long term, etc., until it graduates. So, guys, this is something that I've created as a community member. This is not official Bisq project, but I hope that once it matures and gets approval, it will be incorporated in the Bisq network.
Yeah, it's just a general process where we try to let a lot of experimentation happen, and so everyone can just do whatever he wants, and in the end, if it's in a level that it's stable and it makes sense for the Bisq network itself to move it to the Bisq domain, then it's kind of an official Bisq project. But yeah, as Bernard mentioned, it's kind of a process we are looking into at the moment, how it will be. At this very point, it's all about getting feedback from you guys to try out these new projects. Maybe not on mainnet doing real trades, but maybe on testnet, and finding bugs until it gets to a quality level when it can be released on mainnet as well. Okay, sorry, Bernard, do you want to take over, please?
Yeah, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so the stack. This is a hybrid app based on Ionic framework built with Angular 5 and Bootstrap. So performance will not be as on the native app, and we won't be able to do all the fancy stuff there. But the cool thing is that we will have the same sources for both iOS and Android app, and we could use it also for the web app. As you have seen, we presented the web app, and mobile version will be built from the same sources. So it should be much easier for us. Also, no Java, so a lot of web developers would help working on issues with this UI. Well, this is client server, so it's pure front end for RESTful Bisq API. So you must host the API somewhere, and you will not be able to share or reuse the same backend, or you should not allow anyone to have the same backend as you have. But we are working on some cool features to help you with this. Let's go to the next slide.
Okay, so in the end, there will be a nice guide everyone can follow to set up its own Bisq kind of headless mode on some infrastructure and connect to it on the mobile client and the web UI.
Yes, and I also hope for something even better, but this is part of the last slide, I guess.
Okay, perfect. Now I'm curious.
Why not native? Well, Bisq protocol requires offer makers to be online. So when you post an offer, you must repost it and at some interval of probably 10 or something like this, 10 minutes. So if you just switch off your computer, your offer disappears. So imagine that you've got your mobile and we would have to keep it awake. We would just kill your battery. And an additional problem is that we've got Tor, right? So Tor is also hard to implement on mobile, and also battery killer. And it's slow to establish the connection. So when you send your application into the background, then Android or iOS, the system will just pause it or eventually kill it if you don't use it for a while. And this policy often changes from one version to another. So those are the reasons why nobody wants to build the native Bisq application for mobile yet.
Okay. Shall I switch to the next slide?
Yes, please. So where's the demo? With the slides, we probably should paste the link to the slides in the description.
Yeah, I will do that.
So there's a link to Android app. You can download it from our Google Drive. And there is link to web demo. And here you've got some links to the backends, to the APIs. And we've got Arbitrator, Alice and Bob on RecTest network, and Alice on mainnet. And you've got here Swagger documentation for those APIs, and you can interact through nice UI there. Let's go next. Plans for the future. So because you have to set up your own backend, your own API, we want this mobile app to be able to set up your own instance on AWS, on Amazon, and we want it to happen right from your mobile. You will have to just set up account on Amazon, and that's it. Just get the credentials for SDK. Then we want to we want to support push notifications, most probably with FCM from Google, so that you get notifications on your mobile, even if you don't use the app right now, but it's in the background. You will just get the notification that you've got a new offer, or somebody's taking your offer, payment has been started, payment has been received, or a new offer arrived that matches your filtering criteria. And finally, we want to have full end-to-end integration tests with Docker and WebDriver, probably set up the whole infrastructure with the backend, the API, and the UI in browser, probably, maybe even on Android device, and do the clicking and go through the whole flow. Yeah, so that's it for the plans, and then the challenges. So if we would set it up on probably Amazon, then they provide you the SSL because the communication must happen on SSL. Absolutely not HTTP for the security reasons, and that's easy if you host it on a cloud provider. But if you have your own VPS, or maybe even you want to host it on your own laptop or your desktop at home, then you probably will not have SSL, and we would try to figure out how to help you to automatically set up this SSL. Maybe Let's Encrypt will help us here. Or if if not, then we would try to investigate if it's possible how it would work to connect from the mobile to the backend over the Tor. That would be like the most secure, but I have, as I said before, Tor is battery killer and it's slow. Yeah, and then since everybody will have their own instance of the backend that could be sending push notifications, we don't want to share credentials. So we will have to figure out how we want to tackle this, because this is like another step that user will have to take. Like, so we first have to download the app, then you have to probably set up, get the credentials from Amazon, then get credentials from Google to set up push notifications. That makes it complex. So we're thinking how to make this process easier. We're thinking also about creating like some centralized service just for those notifications. So the APIs would be calling that service, and that service would be delivering the push notifications. But this is centralized bit, and we don't like it.
And are you thinking if you plan to do it centralized to kind of encrypt it, and then it wouldn't be such a big issue if you have one centralized push service and all the messages go through, and if no one can read what the message is besides the client that has the key.
With the centralized, yeah, that's one thing we could encrypt definitely. But I think that with the centralized approach, we would just send really vague messages that they will say like new offer or some new event. Yeah, like new event is ready for you. So the front end would just have to check all the possible events just by doing the RESTful REST request. That's it.
Okay, cool.
And I think that's all for the slides.
Okay. The source code?
Oh, yeah. Source code is public on GitHub, of course. If you want to provide your feedback or post any issues, then use GitHub for that. If you want to talk with us directly, join Bisq Slack, and there is this Bilabno Bisq UI channel. So I should be able to answer your questions there pretty quickly. Yeah, and is there anything else? I think that's it for the slides.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just quickly check the slides. No, I think that was the last.
If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them now or later in Slack.
One question regarding the API itself. The API will be kind of a separate project, and the desktop, the web mobile UI is then another project, or will this be kind of a bundled component in the end?
No, they are totally separate things, because somebody else could create their own UI. I know that Sitkane was creating his one. It was looking really nice. Yeah, so but he was adjusting it for his version of backend. But anybody can create any type of client, and with this API you can create really not only like the Bisq clients, but really nice additional apps that would probably monitor about and send you information that you've got offers. Something interesting is happening there.
Cool. Yeah, I just look into the chat. So if you have any questions, please shoot them. There's one question, but it's not related to the UI itself. Someone is asking if Bisq has set cache, set address support. Actually, I'm personally not 100% sure. Bernard, do you know this? Did you came over that during implementation details? But
once again, what was the question?
If Bisq has set cache, set address support, I think it doesn't matter, because you just enter any address in the address field, or no? because we don't have any automated settlement on the crypto trades anyways.
I'm not sure. No.
Yeah, I think it doesn't. Okay, SQ just jumped in. Regarding Lightning Network, we do have a proposal, an issue open on the GitHub repository. Unfortunately, it's not such an easy thing to do. But yeah, we would love to have it, but at the moment it's not realistic that we have it in very short time frame. Yeah, I'm just looking. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so SQ just jumped in, and obviously those addresses wouldn't be accepted. Okay, let me just quickly share a slide and then jump right afterwards out of the slides again. So we had our last liquidity week was between Bitcoin. Sorry. First, thanks Bernard for presenting. I was just too much in the switching mode. It's really great to have this kind of community projects in Bisq, and especially over the last couple of months, weeks, so much stuff is going on. It's really hard. I just talked today with Manfred. It's really becoming harder and harder to track all the activity that's happening around the Bisq network, and I guess that's a good sign. So regarding the liquidity week, our last liquidity week was for British pounds and Bitcoin, and to decide which market we should push next, we asked you in the Twitter poll which market we should select and help you push. I will just switch again screens to the Twitter poll itself, because we said that we will decide today on spot who the winner will be, the market. So I'm not doing this especially to increase suspense. It just takes time to. Okay, so can you see the screen? So we have a winner. Next liquidity week will be for Canadian dollars and Bitcoin. So thanks everyone who participated and voted. So we have nearly 190 votes, and I think in the past liquidity weeks we had maybe 5 to 6 people joining during the week. So there are not many people needed, but everyone who is from Canada who voted, who is watching us now, please contact us either here in the comments on Slack or in the growth channel, so that you want to participate in liquidity week. It's really super easy to do. You just need 1 week time to keep one buy and one sell offer available in the Bitcoin Canadian dollar market, and after this week you will be compensated with 20 BSQ dollars as well. It will also be a very special liquidity week, as we'll release a new version probably next week already, version 0.70, which will have lots of enhancements and bug fixes. And finally, also there's one feature, I think it was created 2016 already, and with this release it will be available. With this new version you will be able to edit your offers without losing your fees. So you can switch between fixed price fees and percentage, as a market-based price fees. You can change the amount, the percentage, and just republish it as soon as you're happy with the settings. So that was really one of the features that was requested a lot, and we wanted to we found a kind of an easy way to do this. So fingers crossed that that it will be released soon. For everyone else who voted for maybe another market, so there was a lot of activity also for Swiss franc or Australian dollars. So if you want to push your market and put it to the top of our list for next liquidity week, there are a couple of things that you can do. If it's a market maybe that hasn't a trade already, then please just do the first trade, put out some offers, and you will not only make your market visible to the community, but you can also grab the Bisq bounty for it. So for every market, there's a Bisq bounty if there were no trades so far, and it's very easy to take this bounty. And if you did a successful trade, please let us know if we're missing maybe any essential payment methods for your country, or if you have had any other issues. If there are already a couple of trades in your markets, which is the case for all the countries that we put out for a vote, then actually you don't have to wait for us to kick off a liquidity week, or you can just try to spread the word in your local community. Just find around 5 people who are willing to participate in this kind of liquidity week for a week. And if you have these 5 guys, just let us know on GitHub or in Slack that you want to run a liquidity week, and we'll try to support you as good as possible. So there's no need to have this kind of as a single stream process. It would be great if we just have a kind of a parallel process where we are running multiple liquidity weeks all the time, and we just try to help you guys communicate it, put out the word, and of course help you then during compensation as well.
Maybe we could just do contests, like different markets competing with each other.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. And I will just stop presenting the screen. So I will just quickly check the chat, the live chat as well. Okay. Yeah, I think. Do you have any other questions? Who is watching us live at the moment? If you watch the recording, you can, as always, post any questions in the comments below, and we'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Just one more question, Bernard, for your project, for the site project and for the API. Are you looking for someone to join you for development? Do you need more resources? So you could put the word out there if someone is watching this.
So I think that, yeah, definitely. We need to still develop a couple of endpoints, especially for backup, and probably changing the endpoints that require, well, the settings that require restart of the Bisq app. And we will have to do really lots of refactoring to incorporate some of the changes and functionality that we have already in the API, to incorporate that in the core. That's something that we have to do, because right now we've got lots of copy-paste, which is not healthy.
Mm-hmm. And if someone watched this recording and wants to help testing the client, I guess there is a special repository where someone could post any issues, bug reports, and so on?
Yeah, that's the repository we've got in our slides. So it's blabno/bisq-ui. And there are, of course, the GitHub issues where you can post. And we monitor them every day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. There's one more question regarding if we plan to add more privacy enhancements to the current version of Bisq. There are a couple of proposals and issues at the moment in the GitHub repository. I think I don't know all One is on use to make it harder to match them, because at the moment most of the fiat values that are traded are with decimals, which might be easier to point out if someone tries to do a lot of monitoring on the fiat side. But there are many other issues. If you have any ideas or wishes, parts of the Bisq client itself or the Bisq network which should be improved, please go to our GitHub repository, create an issue, or if you just want to discuss it up front, please join us in Slack. I will post all the links in the description afterwards, and just talk to us. We are really very easygoing, and are happy for every kind of input and nice from your side you want to talk about?
I think I said everything. Thank
Perfect.
you very much.
No last words. Okay, so thanks everyone for watching this growth call, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. There are not only growth calls like the one today, but we also have tech sessions on a weekly or every level or every 2 weeks. So you don't miss them. Please subscribe, and otherwise see you soon next Thursday. And Bernard, thanks again for presenting today your project. It was.
Thank you, guys. Looking for feedback.
Yeah,
I need your feedback.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely get it. It looks really promising. So see you soon. Talk to you. Bye.
Bye-bye, guys.